Could you tell us what this new report by Graphica reveals about how disinformation is used in Taiwan?
Well, what's interesting about this report is that we start to see an increase of inauthentic accounts being used for disseminating disinformation and misinformation in Taiwan. So in old days, we see a lot of content farms, but in the past few years, we see this kind of inauthentic Facebook or other social media account that has been created for the purpose of disinformation and misinformation. Means and illustrations are an easy way for people to absorb the information nowadays. We know, especially for younger generation, they are now really keen or interested in reading a whole report. So the memes become very effective in I won't say swaying people's idea, but to plant a root, to plant a seed in people's mind when they are making their decision.
And the report doesn't say who is behind this action, but could you tell us a bit about what sort of actors are usually doing this type of disinformation and also why it might be difficult to tell who is behind this action?
If you really look into this account, it's usually account with no content in it. It's not active. So the key issue is that how we'll be able to really trace back to understand who create all this account. It's actually very hard for us to really link what I usually call the last miles, link the account to the creators, or some people call it the first miles, the creators to the account. Those who are behind this account or the creation of the news are not usually at the front line. These accounts are used as a bolt or a springboard for dissemination of the disinformation or misinformation online.
This report also outlines what the intentions behind this sort of disinformation are. For example, they want to promote voting for one presidential candidate over another. Could you tell us how effective these sort of tactics are in swaying voters in Taiwan?
What I find interesting about this report is that it mentioned that all this account has been created are targeting two of the main parties who are running in the 2024 election. But we can obviously say it won't have great influence towards those core supporters of those two parties. What it the impact they try to generate is to have influence on those people who haven't made up their mind or they don't have a very strong party aligned mentality.